daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy right
Big
here
D!
on the Woodward Sports Network. As Big Mike Gentry would say, let's have an effing Wednesday, everybody.
Have a fucking Wednesday.
Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxta here in the house, SUV black on black. But we are here. We are doing it. Got a lot of stuff to get to, some Pistons stuff, the Lions, Cowboys. And oh, by the way, I have to go to Cleveland after the show today, so I'll be at, what's that?
I'm sorry for your loss.
Cleveland's all right, man. Yeah. You know what it is? It's like, they got good bourbon there because they don't play the bourbon games there like we do here for whatever reason.
Shit is pretty stupid.
Yeah, it is. It's dumb. So, it's that. The only problem is the Browns are playing a home game on Thursday Night Football.
Oh.
So, because normally, D-Mac, like,
Big Daddy Flex.
I can get into the spots, and it's pretty empty downtown. Like, it's a downtown, but it's never packed. But tomorrow night, or Thursday night, it will be.
Oh, wow. And so did I just hear, are you going to be tuning into the Thursday night game then?
No, I'll be working. We play. Yeah, we play Thursday night
I
too.
Didn't know if
thankfully,
I didn't know if you were dialed into the Browns from our talk yesterday as much as you were to the Lions at church. So, Lions at church, yeah, right, Spenny. I just had to get confirmed. So
no, the answer is no, absolutely.
So do you hope for a?
Yeah.
What kind of game do you hope for to maybe the bar clear out? Think that who are they playing? The Browns?
The Jets, right? I believe they're playing the Jets. The Braylon Edwards Bowl. I think
that
they unofficially
Bowl.
dubbed it the Braylon Edwards Bowl.
That's a good point.
Love it.
I will. You have to break it down on Ermanni and Edwards.
I was gonna say hope the Browns would get blown out and everybody would be bummed out and go home and then the seat would open up earlier, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yep. So yeah, Cleveland, then everybody's favorite Youngstown. Now that one that one's Spenny. Yeah, that one's tough.
Yeah.
But anyway, though, we are doing it. We are getting into it. Top 5 Wednesday, D-Mac. Top 5 planets.
Let's do it. Top 5 planets. What have we done so far? Spoons and cereals and different things. I'll tell everybody, why do we do the top 5, Neal?
Because it's half as boring as the top 10 list on the morning show.
Boom.
And it takes half the amount of time.
Absolutely.
We can push the easy button, too. We can do it, except it's compelling. And I will tell you guys this.
You were fired up coming in here.
I am fired up. And D-Mac, I will tell you this. This will be as compelling a case for a number 1 in a top 5 that you have ever heard. I'm shot out of a cannon with it.
Wow.
I am.
I think my list is going to win. I'm just saying it now.
It very well could.
I'm just saying it now.
I will say this, though. The case for number 1 with me will be incredible.
I had a hard time debating 1 and 2.
I did not.
They're both held very dear in my heart, and they both have a lot of reasons why they could be number 1. But I think I went with the right choice.
Okay.
And if you look at my list, my number 1 was
always
my number 1 for the longest time. And if you look at the rest of my list, I didn't want any competition on my list. And my lists have been so solid that maybe this one might be mailing it in a little bit. But my number 1 is as good as it gets.
Yes. So we have all that. We got the Lions stuff with the Cowboys. I have a couple questions for the people about that. And, oh, by the way, as I talked about, I will not be back until Tuesday, which is the day after New Year's Day. So, yes, we are getting into the Michigan-Alabama thing. And it's time to set it down. And I want to have the discussion with everybody.
Which, by the way, I wanted to bring this up, which, as you can see, if you look over here, I'm firing it up, firing the engines up. I am, the Michigan Slappy going forward and stuff. But, Neal, I don't know if you saw The Simpsons. You're not the only one making fun of Jim Harbaugh if you saw The Simpsons episode this past Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so it's getting national attention on something. I thought that was rather humorous. But, yeah, big game. I was asking Sam Flannel earlier today when I ran across him. The fact of, is he nervous? It's a big game this week, whatever like that. Because it's really been crickets, hasn't it?
It has.
It's been crickets. And maybe that's good.
Because, I don't know, D-Mac.
Well, no, but...
they don't have a lot to say anymore.
Last year there wasn't crickets. There was a lot to say last year. That didn't work. So maybe this is the way to do it. So we'll wait and see. There's a lot to talk about. Break down this game.
No, absolutely. And I was there with the fam. My daughter had a great time. She was all in. She lived and died with every basket. And
Well, she wasn't the only one.
Here's the question. All right, D-Mac, thank you. Because here's the question I have. And we'll get into like the nuts and bolts because I have a proposal. It's kind of more for Spenny because he's like the resident basketball guy. But obviously, I'll take your guys' thoughts as well. And I see it in here. They stink. Fire everybody. I'm out. All right, so here's the question I have. And it can't just be, I wanted to see history. It wasn't that. Because somebody's lying, D-Mac. The people in the chat that say they stink, goodbye, I'm done with this team. Now, there's a strong contingent of that, right, D-Mac?
Yep.
We can agree. We've seen that a lot over the course of the last month with this basketball team. But as I said, I was there yesterday, and that place was jam-packed, and there was almost 20,000 people there. Not everybody was there to see history, and they were loud. It was loud in that building. That was as loud as I've heard it for a Pistons game in a very, very long time. So everybody that was there, all those people, but yet I'm told everybody's out and nobody cares. So somebody's lying. Either people in the chat are lying or there are 20,000 people that are lying at LCA last night.
I'm going to go with the perfect storm of being over the holidays. So regardless that this was sort of like the family trip, the telltale sign will be the next home game. And the home game is going into January and February. Because people, if they show up, and they're not going to show up at a sold-out crowd pace or almost that, but even half the building with the record this team has, then definitely some people who have checked out, but not everybody has. But I think, Neal, the big test, because it's almost to me, it was like everybody was going to sign off and give their last rites to the Pistons last night for what ownership is doing. Because you heard the one thing, it was loud, and the loudest it was is if you watch the replay, Cade Cunningham walking over to the officials saying something, they probably couldn't hear each other because the crowd was yelling to sell the team. I think that moving forward, right, that's the statement they're going to make. So last night, more or less, the perfect storm with everything coming to it, and because it's the holiday season. But again, I think this question can be asked in the new year, but we'll see if people are going to put up with it or not.
Chuck Brewer says, "I lived through the Teal. I'm not going anywhere." And Chuck, that's a great point. Because I did get that vibe from a couple of the folks, because there is a segment.
This is worse than the Teal, though.
No question. There is a segment of Pistons fans that are there night after night after night. They have a core.
It's worse than the Teal, but you have more individual players that people cheer for on this team. What do we have with the Teal? Grant Hill, maybe Stack. But here you see a lot more jerseys. There's a big contingency. Well, that's what I'm saying. Big contingency to, if you're going to say Otis Thorpe, then you say Isaiah Stewart. But he's got a fan base. But then when we talk about the Durans, the Cades, the Ivies, Spenny. Do you like Darren?
I do.
Do you like Cade?
I do.
Do you like Ivy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a 1-2 curveball. It fell off the table.
Strike three. No, but that's where it's waning. Yeah. But again, there's more individuals, I think, talent-wise, and because of the youth. I think a lot of people look at it at their age, and it really is playing a factor because they are not mature, and even their mature guys aren't leading them through.
I did see that, and through all this, right, with Cade last night, did you almost see, D-Mac, a bit of and we've seen this a couple of times lately with Cade, where, and this is what I was kind of looking for from Cade, and I think a lot of us were looking for from Cade, where there was a moment when he said, all right, enough's enough.
Yeah.
He tried, man.
He tried.
He said, this is on me, and I'm taking this over right now.
I think Kool-Aid said it the best, who covers the Pistons and has watched more games than anything else. How many more wins if you put whoever you wanted in the lineup instead of Cade would this team have? That's how lack of, efficiency. It's a turnover. I mean, we talk about it like anything else. And Monty Williams mentioned it. Look at the way they came out in the first. They only had 2 turnovers. Then they turned it over 6 times in the second and shot themselves in the foot, doing things that they can't do. Sounds like the Lions, doesn't it?
Benny. Go ahead.
He's been averaging like 35 with 7 and 8 on like 54% true shooting and 41% from 3
efficiency
the past 5 games. And he's dropped 40. Twice.
He's doing star stuff.
And against Brooklyn, too.
Yeah.
Against good teams.
Against good defenders.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Getting in the weeds on it, when the second unit comes in, there's problems.
I feel so bad for Cade, man.
I do, too.
I noticed that, too.
When the second unit
I wondered
comes
if it was the substitutions. That's what cost them. When I went to the game, watch them, is like when they substitute and, Livers and Burks, they can't hit nothing.
No.
And I told you yesterday, Neal, did you see it? Watch for it when they're trying to play transition, but they're throwing up bricks and rocks, and then the next thing, that's what cost them the second half.
D-Mac, and that was something
no
I was talking about this with my sons, because we were in the box, we weren't
of course
sitting in seats. We had the stat monitor and all that kind of stuff, and I was pointing out to my kids, I was like, Bud, when the Pistons were up 14 in the first quarter, I think they were like 1 of 6 from 3. And the Nets were like 4 of 6 or something like that, to where even if that was 3 of 6 instead of 1 for 6, they're up 20 and everything changes.
Yeah.
Everything changes.
And those are little things that you notice from watching so much basketball, how that little intricacies, right? That's the same thing as sort of guys getting on. You notice it, like that's, I mean, yes, you see Cade forcing, people said, playing like that, but still turnovers and stuff like that. That's because he's got no help.
Yeah.
I mean, you see that from some of the greatest basketball players, too. We see a lot of highlights of Lukic and Nikola Jokic and LeBron and all this stuff, but they mess up sometimes when they try to do too much.
Yeah. And I do. We may as well do it, right? We may as well do the Piston segment next. It seems to be on the front of mind of everybody. And then we'll get to the Lions, Cowboys. And yes, we're doing Michigan, Alabama today because I'm not going to be here till after the game's over. So we got to set it all in stone. I want the receipts. I want the big Mike Gentrys to look me in the eye and say it's national championship or failure.
It's national championship or failure, Neal.
100% total failure.
100%.
And if you're experiencing the Dispo like Mike Gentry right now, the Dispo difference all this holiday season, Dispo's giving away a TV as well as $200 in-store gift cards per week at participating locations for the month of December. Nobody does it like the Dispo family. Unwrap the joy of Dispo Dispensary every week. Join them in celebrating for the holidays. See store for more details. Dispo Dispensary. DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Join Woodward Sports and Spenny's new favorite long drink live every home game for the official Lions VIP tailgate. You know where it is. Easter Market, shed number 5.
Cinco.
The pregame's back. Cinco. The pregame is back better than ever. Be treated like a VIP. Food, beverages, entertainment, all of that. You know how to do it. Get your tickets today, bullseyeeventgroup.com. Win some from Woodward Sports today. Subscribe to our YouTube or follow us on Instagram. Direct message, Lions VIP.
Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty, Spencer Raxter, and, of course, Big Mike Gentry here in the building. And, you know, we want to do it, and I want to talk about it. And just, I want to give Spencer the floor, too, because, like, we all have the opinions, right? They stink. I just want to work backwards on a couple minutes. It's clear, anybody... Even if you don't know basketball, I think it's pretty clear because even my son, who is my middle son, who's not like watching them every night, and we got to talk. I said, "Oh, Jalen Duren's back. Like they got a real shot to win this basketball game." And he watches them, and he's like, "Yeah, Dad, like he's different than everybody else out there." Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, to me, that's the core. That's the core too. And those guys are good NBA players. Cade Cunningham's an all-star. I think Jalen Duren has the ceiling to be an all-star. And oh, by the way, Real Cream of Wheat says we're more mad as fans than anything else. I'm mad you haven't bought me my coffee yet, Real Cream of Wheat. Oh! 6 in the hook. Got you right again. Whoever sent me the tweet that says, Neal, I bet on the game. You lost. You're a bum. Not correct.
Did not lose.
6.5. Never a doubt. Did you see the end of that game?
It was pretty good. He
Never
missed the free throw to stretch it to 7. Yeah.
Never a doubt.
Whatever, if you notice, like the get right, it's not how it happens.
No.
They don't count how. They count how many. And the fact you won it with a safety earlier this year.
Yeah.
You won it with a missed free throw. You know, you do it every which way.
You absolutely do it. We did got there. So, all right, and they're already starting to come in. And Deja, okay, you're what I'm talking about. Trade for Malik Monk, Malcolm Brogdon, and Zach LaVine. All right, Spenny. Spenny, all right, you're the GM. What are we doing?
All right, you can you want to trade? You can trade for one of those fucking guys. You don't have enough people to trade for all 3 of those guys. You don't have enough assets to trade for all 3 of those guys. Ivy is depreciating.
Yeah, in front of your eyes.
Bogdanovich is depreciating. Alec Burks is nothing. James Wiseman is nothing. Killian Hayes is nothing. So you could package, I don't know, Killian Hayes, James Wiseman, and a first to get one of those guys, maybe, if you really want to do that. You don't have the assets to trade for those 3 people. The thing is, you have a lot of money in free agency this summer, and they said they're going to spend. They said they're going to bring people in. So maybe that will happen. Maybe that will be something that goes out there and you can do. But I feel like they could have done it last summer. You could have brought in a Kelly Oubre, a Malcolm Brogdon, a Grant Williams, somebody that would have helped you win a couple games. But it's not happening. You're not trading for anybody. Jack Harrington says you still lost the get right. No, he didn't. He won. It was Pistons plus 6.5, and they lost by 6. So he won. But, yeah, it's embarrassing. It's sad. You don't have assets that anybody wants on this team other than Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren, and you're not trading either of them. You want to keep your picks. These guys, these vets that you have are nothing. You can cut Alec Burks right now. Do it. Like it's a net loss. And it's just tough, man. You don't have any pieces to trade. You don't have anybody willing to come here unless you're going to give them twice over the league minimum. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be dark for a while.
And D-Mac, here's what I wanted to run by you. Troy Weaver's been here, what, 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years, right? They got lucky and won the lottery and got Cade. He kind of smartest guy in the room to everybody with Duren, right? Kind of created that, kind of crafted that. That was a good move. It was a good move. It's just in basketball, the numbers involved are so much smaller. The rosters are smaller. The players are smaller. If you don't catch a break in the lottery, it's hard. I would say this, that, and Spenny, you're right? Like the free agency thing. I do think, and I don't know this to be true, this is just kind of me spitballing, and D-Mac, this is kind of where I live with it. Where, what do I say? Why do I study up on caps and make it my thing? Because it can be predictive of the future. As the Pistons sit right now for next year, they got $66 million in cap space. That's the quote bottom out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think that this cap and their moves that they made and kind of taking a spin for the Wisemans and things like that, to some degree, is the Yzerman plan by Weaver, where you're not going to do it on your timeline. You're going to do it on his timeline.
Yeah, but it's his timeline, but it looks like it's the wrong timeline.
They're going the wrong way.
I think what you're saying, Neal, and what I'm hearing you ask is, where's my trust level with Troy Weaver with all this?
No, because I can't ask you that.
I don't.
Yeah, I can't, and I can't ask the people that.
Brad Holmes with what he's got. I trust Steve Yzerman with what he's got. Heck, even Scott Harris has notched up more rungs in trust. Troy Weaver is plummeting in trust of this roster because of either being smartest guy in the room or trying to make these deals. Yes, that is his game plan, but it hasn't worked, and it isn't looking like it's working. You bring Spenny, you know what the thing that dogs into my brain is when this sort of started is when Bogdanovich didn't get traded last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where would they be if they would have moved for some of the guys that they said that were offering? Right? Because he hasn't stepped up and been the veteran guy. And now, can we agree that his trade value or whatever else has gone down completely from what it was at a high point last year? Mm-hmm. There's nobody on this roster. You want to bring up other people. I see in the chat thread, too, when it comes to, forget trades, when it comes to free agency, Neal, who wants to come here?
Right, which is, with your cap space, you're in that situation right now where you have to make them choke on a contract. Like, that's it.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
So what I'm hearing is we don't trust Troy Weaver on who he's going to choke the contract with.
No, I don't.
That's what I'm hearing from Spenny.
You're fired!
No, and again, I'm just spitballing right here, everybody. Calm down. Everybody just calm down for a minute. WoodwardSports.com chat. I'm trying to build a way out of here. All right? I'm trying to get it figured out. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Mike G. Rule breaker, go Golden Gophers. How was the game? It was fun. It was an entertaining college football game, man. It was fun. Bowling Green in Minnesota.
Won?
Minnesota won.
Minnesota!
Big bowl win for the Big Ten.
When I got home from the gym last night, my dad was watching something. He's like, oh, Minnesota won 7 straight bowl games. Who cares?
No, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Win those games against the MAC.
I'd rather win them than not participate in them.
That is fair.
R.I.P.
You rest in peace, Spartan Dogs.
Yeah.
But Spenny, man, damn.
Yeah,
it's a holiday season. It's supposed to be about resurrection.
Holiday season? Don't worry. We're
no
coming
resurrections in Easter.
back. Coach Jonathan Smith, he's bringing us back.
Yeah,
I
back.
like what he's doing, honestly.
So Spenny, circling back to it then, what's the move? What's your way out?
There is no move. There is no way out. We are in a bottomless pit of nothing for the rest of this year.
No. This year's over.
The way out for you guys is to bet against the Pistons for every single game for the rest of the year and at least make money on this shit organization. Mm-hmm. The way out for me, if I am someone in the Detroit Pistons organization, is to put in my resignation papers. That is the only way out. It is terrible, and it's not getting better. They need to clear out the entire front office. Both of the Tellums, gone. Troy Weaver, gone. Get everybody the fuck out of the front office. Yeah. Fire them all. Get rid of them. Sell the team.
Have we swept under the rug what Tom Gore said Friday?
Yeah, oh my God.
So to me, it doesn't change. What do I always preach? From the top, right? From the top. And when your owner is aloof, and he brought up, to paraphrase him, something like, "Oh, we do good things in the city. We're a charitable organization." What the fuck? That goes with the territory, bro. You know, the fact that he doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? So it's the aloofness there. So how am I supposed to care as a fan? And then it trickles down. How can that not affect? So until you see Troy Weaver make a move or hit on something or something change, why would things ever change?
But see, we have the videos, and we had a pretty viral clip, Spenny. Remember the day that they signed Monty Williams?
Yeah.
And you and I were like, you can say what you want about the man, but he will spend the money.
Yeah.
And he will spend the money. So I think right there, for me, do you think Chris Ilitch v. Tom Gores, right? If Tom Gores, again, I'll go back to this point. If Tom could write a check to be an NBA champion, if the NBA just said, hey, we need a check for this much, and you'll become the NBA champion, Tom would write the check. He would write the check. Do you think Chris would?
No.
That's a good question.
Not for the Tigers. He would for the Wings, but not for the Tigers.
Right, but that's the one he would have to do it for.
Here's the question, Neal. It's not about spending the money.
No.
But we have no trust in spending the money smartly.
No.
But D-Mac, though, have they really spent any money, though, yet?
Okay, so there it is. Right there's the answer to your question. There's a long way around it to Neal's way out because we have to wait until he spends the money. He's tried to do it with his draft. He's tried to do it with the younger guys and making some smarter than the room trades. So now you're saying what you're telling me is wait until this free agency and see who he makes you choke on. That's what you're saying. It's the only way out.
100%. It's the only way out.
So at least so to all the Pistons fans out there, at least you have an owner that will spend any money to win. Just hopefully we spend the right money and get the right person in here, right? Because that's the whole thing. Then you look at what's going on you look at what's going on with the Lions, of the culture in the locker, right? That's what the Pistons are fighting. And they're trying. Cade's saying the right things about staying on the boat and stuff like this. But how many people do you believe are bought in? Because I believe everybody in that Lions organization is bought in.
Oh, no question.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. They need that veteran to take the pressure off Cade. You know what I mean? To come in and sort of to make him little brother, more to speak. That's he hasn't had that. He's always had to carry the brunt.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. And people are firing in some stuff. Booner. Kings GM Monty McNair took over in 2020. Troy Weaver took over in 2020. One team has had a legit rebuild. Another team is still the worst in the league. And then, so you go to that and you look at it, and what set the Kings free?
Trading Halliburton.
Right.
That pushed them over the edge.
And when it came down to Keegan Murray or Jaden Ivey,
they took Keegan Murray.
And which pick looks like the better pick?
Keegan Murray.
There's your answer, Booner.
Yeah, I wanted Shaden Sharp. That's all I'm saying.
You know what's sad? Mike G was saying, D-Mac, time for the Pistons clock. I ain't even going in the shop for that one yet. You could ask me to go check on the Tigers clock, which I would have never thought I'd have to go look for.
Tigers clock is way more ahead than the Pistons clock.
You put my clock into your mouth.
Jesse Adams. Neal, would you say Tommy Gores is just holding onto this team as a hobby in real estate in downtown? No, I wouldn't say that. Because, again, 3 months ago, Spenny and I were fist pumping when they signed Monty Williams. And he gave the dude $70 million. Like, that is the one thing where the people lose me on. That is the one thing where people lose me on. To this day, I still say that, D-Mac. To this day, if he could write a check to win, he would do it. And not every owner in this town is that.
I'll tell you what, him coming out there and say, aside from winning, we've done a lot for this community is embarrassing. That's tough. Embarrassing.
That is tough.
I don't care. I agree with you that he wants to win. He's proven that he wants to win. But he doesn't have the right people in charge. And if he is not going to fire the people that he put in charge that aren't doing the job, then he's doing a disservice to this community, to this team, to these players, and these fans. You need to get the Tellums the fuck out of there. Arn and Ed Tellum, who have been there for 15 years and have done nothing but lose and bring in bad players that are your presidents of basketball operations, get those bozos out of the front office.
Bozos.
It's bad. And that, Sheila Fordham walked in front of the media and said, I believe in my guys. We got the right guys. And then they bust off the win streak we've seen for the past 20 games. Tom Gores goes in front of the media and says, if you don't look at losing all these fucking games, we've done a lot. That is embarrassing, man.
Self-awareness.
That's terrible.
Thanks, Chuck.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. King says Pistons got a legit superstar in Cade. All they need is a number 2. Cam Johnson would have been good alongside Cade. For whatever reason, Weaver decided not to re-sign him. This is the stuff, though, that kind of makes me upset. It was never there for him to sign. Mm-hmm. We talked about it. He was never there. The Nets still had his rights. They extended him the qualifying offer. They got a deal done. And for the whole Cade's leaving crowd, no, he's not. Because he can only sign a Supermax with the Pistons.
Yeah, he can sign the Supermax, then request a trade, though.
He can do that, sure. He can do that.
God, that's probably what's going to happen.
But he's not leaving here. He's not. So, let's get it at a baseline and get in reality with some of this stuff. And I know everybody's fired up about it, but D-Mac, I don't have time for that. I want to know the way out.
There's only one way out, and you all know it, Guardian Alarm. Let Guardian Alarm, coming up to the new year, offer you customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians who take the time to recommend secure and automated solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call the number today. 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night. Know the Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed. But I need you to call Guardian today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Yes, real people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work. And Homo sapiens who have been proven to care. Business, personal. They don't care. They're Guardian Alarm. They just want you to call 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of... I don't even know. Pistons. just stay out of my mind, Pistons.
Once again, stay out of not being involved in free agency, Tigers. It's there for the taking. Go take it.
Going on 2 months without a win, by the way.
Guardian Alarm. Spenny's being mind-jacked by the Pistons. Go help them out. They're your local security experts. Tell them Big D Energy we sent you.
What about Les Stanford?
What about Les Stanford, Spenny? What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years?
Fitty.
You expanded
AKA
off
Ferrari
more
F. Fitty.
products to more people. It's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile Road. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. Find the brand you want. LesStanford.com. Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equipment Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Woodward Sports own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Neal Ruhl here for Fairway Packing Company. The very best meats in all the land come from Fairway Packing Company. You know, like when you go out to eat at a good restaurant, a hotel, the casino perhaps, you know where that's coming from? Fairway Packing Company. The prime beef, the dry aged beef, the Wagyu beef, all of it. Best ribeyes I ever had in my life, the Grab and Go Steak Shop in Grosse Pointe Farms. Pull up on them. We were there at Fairway, bought the ribeyes, brought them home, seasoned them up, threw them on the grill. The best steaks I've ever grilled in my life. Fairway Packing Company. You think you're serious about grilling? You think you take it seriously? Not if you're not rolling through Fairway Packing Company to get the very best cuts of meat in all the land. Fairwaypacking.com. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl and D-Mac and Big Mike Gentry and Spencer Raxter and all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Cat Spot, every now and then, I vibe with them on something, and this is true. I know that we're emotional and we're pissed. Weaver inherited nothing, zero. And that is the case. That is true. So, again, I think that what I do in the long run, D-Mac, the good that will come out of this is there is a sense of urgency now. And I think that Stevie Y, D-Mac, at his point, had that sense of urgency. And look, he's calm and collected, and Steve Yzerman moves for Steve. He's the Paulie from Goodfellas. He doesn't move for anybody. But you could tell he was feeling it a little bit.
No, and Troy Weaver is not Steve Yzerman. He doesn't have the same credentials or track record. It's a little bit different. But the fact that you're bringing up the same sort of similarities about the books, right? If we're going to give... So I'm going by translating what you're telling me is we're not done yet figuring out the books. This summer...
No, they're done now. Yeah, they're done now.
This summer,
yeah.
Figuring out the books to be able to make the move with the money this summer in free agency, right? So don't judge him till after who he makes choke on a contract, for better or for worse, because that means he's in play. So you're saying everything that's gone on to now, he's sort of been hamstrung or he's sort of been handcuffed and doing it this way?
I think that he was deconstructing a little bit.
It was his way of doing it.
Yeah.
Right? And you see it to fruition that now this year comes to the end and now the money's available.
Because remember this too with Troy Weaver, everybody, and this is factual. I think it was his first or second year on the job. He had to pay Blake Griffin $33 million to not be here. $33 million of his cap space was in Blake Griffin not here. You know what I'm saying? There are some similarities. There are. That's all I'm saying. But there is some urgency now. There is no doubt about it. What about Pascal Siakam? Spenmo.
I like him, but isn't he on like he's kind of getting older, right? Isn't he about to be like 30?
He's 29.
They're probably going to trade him, and I bet he re-signs with the team that trades for him.
Can I interest you in Pascal Siakam?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Him and Cade with Darren?
That'd be nice. But I don't know, Pascal Siakam is kind of fallen off a little bit.
Okay, well then, like...
Can't really shoot this year at all.
When we talk about free agents next year, and these are guys with player options too, when you work your way down in salary, LeBron, Paul George, Kawhi, Klay Thompson, Tobias Harris.
Throw a bag of Paul George. You know Siakam is like the worst player in the NBA when shooting open threes this year.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like wide open threes. He's shooting like 30% or something like that.
Paul George is 34.
Bring him on.
So
you just want anything, don't you?
But my
Spenny?
question is, Paul George that type of guy to Big Brother Cade, or to be that? Is he that leader? You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a bunch of questions for me, anyways, to some of these guys that you're going to offer this money to. There's got to be caveats. You can't, and unfortunately, you probably won't have a decision where you're just going to have to take somebody. But that would be my question, because then that would be more of a sell.
So I mean, this is what's available though. James Harden, Drew Holiday,
No.
Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan,
No.
Buddy Hield, is 31, Conley's 36, Bruce Brown Jr.
Return.
Bring him home.
Bring him home.
Like, hey, this is the one time it would count.
That would count. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that.
He's got a club option for $23 million next year though. Lonzo Ball.
No.
Hey, Joe Harris. Can I interest you in Joe Harris? Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
OG's a free agent.
OG would be nice. That would be probably the best option.
He's 26.
He's going to get a bag, though.
Well, you want him or no?
And again, I think he's going to get traded and probably re-sign with the team that trades.
You want him or no?
I do.
Okay.
But
so
I expect someone to trade for him at the deadline and then probably re-sign him.
Gary Trent Jr., perhaps?
I mean, it wouldn't be bad off the bench. You can get him cheap. I like Gary Trent.
Malik Beasley?
I like Malik Beasley.
He's a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying, though?
Solid 3-D guy.
Those are your options, bro. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
that's the list.
It's not great.
It's not great, Bob. It's not great, Bob. Chuck Brewer, Neal, the names you read off is probably why Weaver didn't get anybody last summer. There were no good options. Cy. And we talked about this during the whole free agency thing. That wasn't going to be the path. So in retrospect, we kind of saw this coming a little bit, I guess. But anyway, hey, we got to move on.
That is pretty wild that Buddy's 31. DNC and T said Buddy is 31.
Yeah.
Jesus
We'll
Christ.
trade for Laurie Markkinen.
Indiana, right?
Yep.
I remember
Remember him at Oklahoma. Buddy
I
Ball.
do.
That shit was
Oklahoma. Yeah.
I was at the Final Four when they lost by
He's
about...
on Indiana now, though.
I went to the Final Four in Houston when they lost to about 60 by North Carolina.
They got cooked. Who was on that? Was that the Marcus Page North Carolina team?
I can't remember. It all kind of runs together. All I know is...
Grant Williams, I think, was on that North Carolina team.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so. All I know is this, was there were no alcohol sales in the building.
Yeah. That sucks. You just had to sit through that.
I had to sit through that, dude.
Shooters in the socks.
Veteran.
Yeah. WoodwardSports.com, Chathra Bradley K. LeBron James, draft Bronny. Bring them both home?
Bring them home.
What do you think?
You get the number 1 pick, you draft Bronny, get LeBron.
With
you're throwing away the number 1 pick because Bronny's not that great, but at least you
with
get LeBron.
Caden Durant? Bring them home?
Bring him home. Yeah, Grant Williams did play at Tennessee. Who am I thinking?
Bring them home, BMG?
Bring him home. Bring him home.
Makes sense. Buddy was a 24-year-old rookie. I was going to say, man, he's been in the league for a long time.
Mavka, good options don't really see free agency until they're like 30. Exactly. And Cade Cunningham will be one of those guys too. All right, in summation, D-Mac, I do, over the course of this last 2 weeks, what I've seen from Cade Cunningham was him say enough. And I'll take it. And I like that Isaiah-type quality. You know what I'm saying? Where, fine, if nobody around me can do it, then I'll go do it. And I did like that. And D-Mac, I've been waiting to see that.
Okay.
So that's my plus.
I'll tell you,
back.
You gave me more hope after the segment than I had before the segment, which wasn't any. So there's a glimmer.
Well, and look, I don't begrudge people. We're emotionally hurt right now. I understand that. But that's the path for me, and that's why I wanted to bring Spenmo in.
And to wrap it up in a bow, the fact that I think more people are on the same page as you because the people keep showing up to the game. We'll see more.
20,000 last night, and they were hyped.
Moving into next month.
Shout out El Gato, by the way. Met El Gato last night, and one of his buddies. I was in line with my daughter to get popcorn, and walked up, introduced himself. That was pretty dope, El Gato. So his buddy from Atlanta was in. He was geared up. He had the Bad Boys merchandise on.
Your buddy comes in, you took him to a Pistons game?
I know,
hate
right?
that guy.
He's never coming back.
Somebody asked me about that. Like, did your kids, were they defiant? Were they showing attitude? Did they not do their schoolwork?
Yeah.
No, it was still a good time.
It was a punishment.
Yeah.
Punishment.
No, it was still a good time, and we had fun.
Is she still number 1 in the power rankings?
She is, especially yesterday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Had a good showing.
She did, yeah. She absolutely did. It was fun downtown yesterday. Like, the Quick Lane Bowl, it did enough to keep your interest. Went to one of the local burger spots after. Went back over to LCA. Had a good time, man. I liked it. Don't get to do that a lot with the fam. So I was fired. A whole day with the fam, man, downtown.
Yeah,
It was cool. It was fun. Speaking of fun, we're going to talk Lions-Cowboys when we come back. But let me tell you, speaking of fun, winter comfort foods from Big Boy. Those are fun, too, all winter long at your local Big Boy. The veal parmesan, Tommy Cutlets, when he pulls through, he'll be getting it, and he'll have more time now because he's sitting on the bench. But the Southern Comfort Bowl as well. I'm sorry, Mike Gentry made me do it. He hates that, man.
It's true.
Stuffed potato pancakes, and don't forget, too, the omelets are there, the lumberjack, the Santa Fe, and D-Mac's personal favorite, the apple pie hotcakes chased with the gingerbread shake. It's out there for you. Get to your local Big Boy. Named Newsweek's one of Newsweek's best restaurant chains in 2023. So Big Boy on the come up, everybody. Get to your local Big Boy today.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Jack Labrador, everybody. You guys know what it is. Drafting is a complicated business, especially in professional sports. Eric Ebron over Aaron Donald. Darko over D. Wade. What about Stanley Johnson over Devin Booker? Let me help you out. Jack Labrador should be the #1 overall pick this holiday season. And guys, look, here's what the deal is. You're going to be begging for card games because it's winter time. You're never going to see the sun again until at least April. You're going to be playing a lot of cards with the family in the house. 1 deck, 3 games, fun for the whole family, less than $20. Scan the QR code on the screen right now or go to jacklabrador.com. Get your deck, less than $20, man. Give it a spin. It's $20. You're going to do something more dumb with $20 than that, than maybe find your new favorite card game. Go to jacklabrador.com. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, D-Max, Spencer Raxter, Big Mike Gentry as well. And Real Cream of Wheat, I want my money for the coffee.
Yeah.
Where's my coffee at, Real Cream of Wheat?
Oh.
If I would have lost, which I didn't, never a doubt.
They would have been coming for your neck.
100% they would have. Why aren't you eating the cream of wheat? And I would have been today.
But I was going to buy it.
And I'm never going to put myself in that position.
That's fair.
Because the got right again.
At least when you make bets to the chat, you live up to them.
I do. 54-21.
Some
and the people still 54-21. They're like, Neal, you got one pick wrong. You can never satisfy these people, D-Mac.
No.
Some people at the network can't say the same about living up to their bet.
Sometimes they have to be kind of, the minister of integrity and accountability sometimes has to pay a visit in order for people to pay up their bets.
That's why you have an HR department.
All right, Lions, Cowboys this weekend. And look, by the math, by the betting favorites, all that kind of stuff, are the Lions technically alive for the 1 seed? Yeah, technically they're still alive for it. Are they in a position they can get the 2 seed? Yeah, technically they're in a position where they could get the 2 seed. But, as it sits right now, the 3 is probably the most likely outcome. And I wonder, D-Mac, here's my question with the Lions. Because I pegged this when we looked at the season as the, quote, schedule loss for the Lions. Las Vegas agreed because they set them as, a 5.5-point underdog, immediately bet up to 6.5. I think it's kind of leveled off now at 6. But for me, D-Mac, and my question to the people, to all of you, is this. If they lose this game, are we going to see the Thanksgiving mass exodus again? Or now that they have their NFC North Division champions hats and T-shirts, will there be some leeway for this team if they lost, D-Mac? What do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
You think there'll be an exodus?
Well, no, I think, you said you let off the conversation with before the season, we had this written down more as a loss, right? That we know that Dallas is a different team on the road as they are at home. But it's a great test. I love what Dan Campbell's saying. You got 36 hours to enjoy this win, and now you have things ahead because you're not done accomplishing things. Like, they're not resting on their laurels just because they won the NFC North. This is a definition. They can control their destiny for the number 2, right? Win out. That's big. That's big. So that's the focal point. Yeah, and that's the sign of what good teams do, no matter in what league, is to be able to refocus. Right, and know that you put this opportunity before you. If you would have said like going into training camp, right? If you would have said going into Dallas, you're going to play for arguably the number 2 seed, having a chance to win it, right? You'd take that all along with the position that we're in. So to me, I think that and the best thing, Neal, what do we always say? Look what you've banked. You've banked 3rd. Overall, right? It's not how many times in the playoffs have we seen teams have to win a game to get the 2nd or 3rd seed, and if not, right, they're not even going to make the playoffs. That's how close this league is. So I think that this can set you up because this is the closest thing to a playoff game. Dallas is still playing for a lot. Plus, it's going to be a tough place to play. You said that, but this is the time you want your team going in and playing them. My biggest thing is to, hopefully continue to get out there like we did last game, healthy, finishing the game, guys. For the most part, healthy. You see around the rest of the league watching guys going down. So hopefully that's not us.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Catspot says this game is a measuring stick for the Lions. And Catspot, this is one of those vacuum games, man, that we see a lot of times in the NFL. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. People talking about real cream of wheat. Owen, so I like that. Peaceful Tim in all caps. Neal thinks we're going to lose a game. Sorry, guys. Like, you lose games in this league, as a matter of fact. But, yeah, as I look, too, at the standings, right now the Eagles have the tiebreaker over the Lions because of strength of victory. Now, I don't know. The Eagles have a strength of victory of 479. The Lions have a strength of victory of 436. So, I don't know if the Lions beating the Cowboys and the Vikings would get them past the Eagles beating. I think they play the Cardinals and the Giants. Oh, Tommy DeVito.
Are you kidding me? Are you? Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't know how the math works on it.
I gotta think that you're positive in those two games.
No, but the Eagles have such a lead right now over them.
Yeah, but it's a point. I don't know. I think that. Hey, here's the thing, Neal. Right? If you're a coach or you're there, hey, let's just go out and win and see what happens. Right? That's all you can control. This is a great situation, and this is the next level, is when you control your own destiny.
It's what you're gaming for,
and finishing it off. Controlling your own destiny and then accomplishing your task at hand. So this is the next one for them.
People in the chat are saying if they do win out that the Lions would overtake them in strength of victory. And I don't know, because I don't know, like, how does it work for the Cardinals? Like, what if do the Cardinals play they're playing the Eagles.
Pew.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I don't worry about that stuff right now because it doesn't matter.
And it doesn't, no, it's irrelevant. You got to go out, play, and win. I think, too, what is national perception? The Lions going to Dallas and win. That's got to raise you.
Oh, no question.
Even more.
No question.
Right? And I think the league's on notice. I think the Lions are one team. Lions of Baltimore are the team you don't want to play, and maybe the Rams right now.
Yeah. WoodwardSports.com chat thread at Dees411. ESPN has a Cowboys with a 70% chance of winning the football game. And it's just, like, they are so different at home than they are on the road. And, again, like, it's one of those games. But, yeah, you're right, D-Mac. But, see, like, this feeds into my thing. Here's what's left for me for the Lions. Get that playoff game.
Yeah, you're right.
Get that playoff game.
I think all of us, I mean, like, if you chat polled it, I mean, everybody's going to go out. There's a 100% chat poll. If you had to lose these next two games to win that first playoff home game, would you do it?
1,000,000%.
Yeah, million and 5%.
There's your 100% chat poll, right? So at the end of the day, it's still very important, but it's not the end all be all.
Right, which is where I think I am with it, because you got the T-shirt and you got the hat, you get the playoff win, and we're cool. Like that's the season for me. Because remember, and we'll have this discussion, many times before the end of the season, I'm sure. But D-Mac, make no mistake, is this defense a finished product in Brad Holmes' mind?
Absolutely not.
Right, man.
And did we not address this yesterday? Whereas he, as much as he addressed the offense and Gibbs and Laporta last draft, and I know that, Jack Campbell, your middle linebacker, but I got to think it's going to be defensive heavy the same way this draft.
Right. And remember, too, he's got 4 of the first 85-ish picks.
And what do we know about his rate on picking guys and playing?
Seems to be pretty damn good. The best we've ever seen.
Continues to be the best Lions GM in history?
Yes. Already. He already has that.
Yep.
He already has that mantle.
Well, I knew you'd say that. You already put the Rio de Janeiro,
the Brazil
Jesus,
it's on top of the Rensen.
Absolutely.
It's in construction. That was nice being downtown too yesterday. I saw the cranes out there. They're starting to get the mold up there on top of the Rensen, and he's facing Ford Field, and it's just like that. And you'll be able to see it from the draft. That's the timeline. They're supposed to be done by the draft. Now we'll see.
I knew things were picking up downtown.
That was the real reason why I was down there. I'm a consultant on the project, so. Rad. Neal sounds content with packing up the pads and calling it a season. Keep winning games and see how far we can take this. Rad. Like, content with packing up the pads. No, see,
That's
Rad.
so ridiculous.
Yeah,
man.
here's my take on it, Rad. You want the take? I'll give you the take. We're free rolling right now. We walked in the casino with $200 and we're up 405 10 minutes in. That's where I try to give analogies that people can understand. So we've taken $275, DMAC, and put it back in our pocket. And now we got $150-ish right now to play with. And it's not ours. It's the house's money. And we never expected to be up this money. But we got it in the pocket already. We already went to the cage and put it in cash, and it's put away in the wallet. We got the money for the year. I'm cool with it, Rad. Now, am I going to keep playing? Yeah, I'm going to keep playing. Am I going to get a little aggressive? Yeah, I'm going to get a little aggressive. But it don't cost nothing. It doesn't cost me anything, DMAC. And I'm happy with where they are, Rad. Yes. Yes, I am very happy with where they are. How can you not be? Like, come on, people. How can you not be?
Todd Saint says, rolling sevens, baby.
Yeah.
Rolling sevens.
Let
Let's
the dice
go.
fly, man. You want to do a $5 boxcar, one roll bet? Yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
What if it hits?
Throw that big green $25
Yeah, man.
on that number 25.
Bet
Let's
the field
hit that.
on a one roll, D-Mac.
301. Hit the deuce.
Yeah. See, you got it, D-Mac. You've been there.
Yeah, I have been there. Now, for all you gamblers who understand where Neal was going here, let's pump the brakes. Because you know what all us gamblers need? We need insurance. Absolutely. Betting on football, casino, whatever it is. Don't forget to think like Woodward Sports. Our buddies at Swiss Insurance. Yeah, my buddy Mark. They cover Woodward Sports. They should be covering you too. Home or auto, whatever it is, give my buddy Mark a call today, 248-800-4177, or go to SwissINS.com.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Neal Ruhl here for WoodwardSports.com. Yes, everybody, tired of the same old Detroit sports wearables, the Stoke Not Scared t-shirt. Right now, WoodwardSports.com/shop. Get 2 of them. So when one's dirty, you can wear the other one. Stoke Not Scared. It's a lifestyle, not a t-shirt. It's a statement, not a t-shirt. Stoke Not Scared t-shirt. Go get it right now, WoodwardSports.com/shop. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's a Woodward Sports golf line as well. WoodwardSports.com/shop. Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter as well. Happy to have all of you with us. And, yeah, man, we're just chopping it up. You know, talking Lions and stuff like that. And sometimes the chat will program the show, as we said. So I want to do this that was just brought up, but D-Mac, I want your reaction to this too, because I love this. Just got a report out of Denver. The Denver Broncos considering sitting Russell Wilson the last 2 games. The Denver Broncos are alive in the playoff picture. They have not been eliminated as of yet, but they're strongly considering sitting Russell Wilson for the final 2 games of the 2023 season to preserve financial flexibility. Wilson would be benched in order to prevent the potential of him suffering a serious injury before his 2025 salary of $37 million becomes fully guaranteed in March 2024. That money is only guaranteed for injury only. So if he plays and gets hurt, that money becomes guaranteed next year. If he doesn't get hurt, it's not guaranteed.
Wow.
But he doesn't have to play.
But he has to not, they want to eliminate that.
No, but he doesn't have to play.
No.
Right.
But they're still alive in the playoff mix. And that's why you got him, right? Let Russ cook. That's what I was told. Put the Lego hair on him and let him go. Let him go to work.
I put him in that coffin a long time ago.
You did.
He's been simmering for a minute, but what does this tell you? Like, what does this read between the lines? Does it say that the Broncos?
You know what it tells you.
Broncos are just done spending. They don't trust them. That Sean.
That's so wild.
That is wild.
That's crazy, dude. Especially with the money that. So they're doing that so they can cut him next year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? Is that how you're reading it?
To explore the
fact
possibility.
that if he does play, he's gonna go feign an injury.
That is the possibility.
Oh, dude, if I was Russ, I would cop a hammy as soon as I step on the practice field.
Adam Schefter just tweeted. Head coach Sean Payton has informed the team that Jarrett Stidham will start on Sunday versus the Chargers with Russell Wilson as the backup.
No way.
With a 1-3 record in the last 4 games, Denver is looking to spark its offense and see what it has in Stidham. That's the company line. He is 1-3 in his last 4. But I was told he was playing well. Remember that? They're like, Neal, Russ is cooking now, Neal. Russ is good. He just got benched.
Yeah,
so his contract doesn't get guaranteed.
Gentry.
Russell Wilson is who we thought he is and who we knew him to be. Let Russ cook, but let him cook on the bench. Because you don't want him to get hurt, so you don't have to guarantee money. Guy's a bum. Get him out of here. Get him out of here, Mike Gentry. I'm looking at you in the eyes right now. Come get your boy, Mike Gentry.
I'm a little disappointed. Me and Lindsay tried to unbury Russ Wilson. But
You tried.
We tried.
But I wasn't allowing it.
Put him right back in the coffin. It's a little fucked up, but...
I was the first one to dig the hole.
And then they went in after hours and dug the grave up and opened the coffin.
No, they were trying to let him out and revive him and stuff like that. So
he was like... And then he dragged his carcass out on the field, went 1-3, and now we just need to take him behind the barn, Old Yeller style.
Hell yeah. I'll do it, Ma. He's my dog.
That is wild, though.
That is pretty crazy.
Rad, quitting on a season to save from a potential contract guarantee is BS. The fans should revolt.
Yeah.
Business.
Unless
the NFL, it's business.
That's interesting because what do the fans say? Do they think that Stidham gives them a better chance to win?
There's in no world does Jarrett Stidham give you a better chance to win.
What are you talking about? Tommy DeVito, baby.
Whoa.
It's the backup. They can go in for a game. Josh Dobbs effect. No?
Detroit Dabber, let Russ cook the books. I told you guys. One of the worst deals in sports.
I'm lockstep
and they're
with you,
benching
brother.
him so it doesn't get worse.
You're looking at me and I'm carrying both shovels and the pickaxe. Bro, you don't have to convince me. I was convinced from day one. It just took so long.
Spenny, here's a question for you. Wheezy D313. Would Russell Wilson be a top 3 quarterback on this Lions team? Don't do it, Spenny.
Probably.
Not for the money.
No chance.
I mean, you just take Russ and put him in this offense? Probably.
Let him cook.
Shut up. Shut up. Let him. I never want to hear "let him cook" unless it's a punchline ever again. See, now that one was a punchline.
So Neal, like reading between the lines, obviously, does that mean look for Russell Wilson to be traded? You know, I see people saying Atlanta, saying Pittsburgh. Is this something that he's or is this something that like he's done, like so that it's not guaranteed? So that to me it reads bio. Am I reading this right or no?
No, because D-Mac, here's the deal, right? You are, because how do you put that toothpaste back in the tube?
Didn't you just pretty much say you're not our guy?
Yes.
Honestly, I'm looking at it right now. There's no way they make the playoffs. So
but they're still alive, though.
Yeah, they are alive.
Neal, did you see the comments under the Adam Schefter post? They're so good. It's all like Russell Wilson's cringiest moments as a Bronco. Like
because of course it is.
The one him running out on like National Media Day, practicing his high fives when nobody's around him, and he's like he runs out of the tunnel like fake high fives people.
Come on, man.
The one of him standing in the middle of the field, just like going like. I hate that guy so much.
Do it, Neal. Do it. Seattle.
We got a deal.
Broncos country.
I mean,
that's right.
Flexing with Sierra in bed, but I mean, come on.
He is such a douchebag.
He
I hate
did
Russell Wilson so
lunges on the team plane going to London for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, he's a bum.
However, you got to stay loose.
That's Gentry's guy.
Why do you love him so much?
I know.
No, you do.
I feel bad for him now. A little bit.
You love him.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
He's such a dork.
T-Money 87. Neal, you do realize that people can be playing well and then not play well after that, right? T-Money, you can understand that Russell Wilson is not worth $220 million at this season, last season, when he signed the deal before he was traded. You can understand that, right? And T-Money, you can understand that this was always going to end like this in Denver. Always. It was never not going to end like this.
Hey, let's take a moment with our NFC North Championship.
I know.
And know that we have questions about our quarterback, but they aren't these questions. And it could always be worse. This isn't, hey guys, you know it could always be worse. How's that Brad Holmes statue coming in, by the way?
Just to revisit it. September 1st, 2022, Russell Wilson signed a 5-year, $242.5 million contract extension with Denver. Guaranteed at signing, $124 million. Total guaranteed, $161 million. They would be able to get out of the deal this year. They would take on $85 million in dead cap next year. Okay, Denver, Sean Payton, how's it working? How's it working over there? Remember when they were 1-5 and I told you they were dead? And then guys like Mike Gentry were back out there. Let Russ cook.
Digging him out.
I know.
There you go.
Just makes me laugh, D-Mac, and I enjoy it.
Hey, speaking of GMs, Jordan Schaefer brings up a good point. John Elway, how much responsibility is this on him?
He was gone by then. I don't think John Elway made that.
Did he not
move.
make that deal?
No.
Okay.
I think it's somebody else.
Yeah, I believe you're correct because they had that ownership change, right?
Okay.
Okay. So there you go. So he's off the hook for that.
Broncos GM is goddamn Bing. Why is it Bing? Bing. It just brings up bullshit.
Yeah, and it takes like 3 seconds
it's
to
not
pop
even
up.
Bing anymore. It's Yahoo. What is happening?
Oh no, the computer's got the Yahoo search virus.
Damn.
Yeah, I can't. It doesn't even show. I
Yeah.
hate this.
Breaking news: Ife Melifonwu named NFC Player of the Week.
Woo. Good job, Ife. He deserves it.
And you talk about a guy that's been through the injuries and all that stuff too.
George Patton.
George Patton.
Young guy.
Yeah.
Young guy. 2 years younger than me. Or 2 years older than me. That's a young dude.
Top five. Top five's coming up next, and that's where
I want to go first.
I know you do. By the way, Ife Melifonwu, the NFC Player of the Week, Brad Holmes' first draft. Penei Sewell, Levi Onwuzurike, Aleem McNeil, Ife Melifonwu, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Derek Barnes are the ones that are still on the team. First draft, walked in the door, did that shit.
That was a lot of names. I didn't hear them all, but there was a bunch. That's what I'm saying. So and what do we know when you do things well and you get confidence? Because look at his drafts. If you go to the next year.
Next year, Aiden Hutchinson, Jamison Williams, Josh Pascal, Kirby Joseph, James Mitchell, Malcolm Rodriguez, James Houston, Chase Lucas, all still with the team.
And again to the next year. So what is right?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Last year's draft: Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, Hendon Hooker, Broderick Martin, Colby Sorsdahl, Antoine Green.
Man, read the first 4 again. First 4 draft picks from last year.
From last year.
Yes.
Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch.
Now, look at all of them, the impact that they have now at this point of the season, right? So you can't tell me that Brad Holmes is going to regress with his first 4 picks next year. Probably 3 of them being defensive guys and an offensive lineman.
Sam Laporta has as many receiving touchdowns as CeeDee Lamb. And he's a tight end.
Gibbs and Laporta set records for rookies at running back and tight end on the same team. Yardage, touchdown.
Brian Branch has 3 interceptions. That's with dropping one.
B2 Bomber.
Yep. So there's that. Which I'm glad that we had this little breaking news there because someone asked a question in the chat that I wanted to sneak in, but then I realized we weren't going to be able to, quote, sneak that one in. So let's do this.
We're going to sneak it in.
No, it can't be snuck in. Let's do this. We'll come back. We're going to do the top 5.
Top 5.
I'll sneak that question in. Then we're doing Michigan, Alabama.
Whoop.
And I want to get in it with people. I want to get in it. Top 5. Top 5 planets, everybody. This is going to be good. I believe I have the most compelling case for a number 1.
My list wins.
In the history of the top 5. Your list may win. But my case for number 1 will have a lot of sympathizers.
Sure.
And I believe
you're going with the Mike Dick, Ricky Williams. I'm going to trade all my
I can
picks
start
for
a
one guy.
movement again. And I've done this before, DMAC, in the past. I think I can do it again. We'll do it when we come back. Hey, yo, Planet Fitness, everybody. We're home at the Planet Fitness Studios right now. Now, I told you guys, I took yesterday and today off from Planet Fitness. I do this every year, the holiday season. I'll be back in it tomorrow when I get on the road. And that's okay, because there's over 2,400 Planet Fitnesses around the world. And that's an option that's available to you with the Black Card, just $24.99 a month. We're getting to New Year's Day, all right? You guys are going to make a lot of resolutions. You don't need to spend $110 a month on a gym because it has a rock wall, okay? Go to Planet Fitness. That's your move. Work on your fitness goals. Over 50 of them in Metro Detroit alone. You got one by your house you go to all the time, $1 down, $10 a month. Come on, guys, get it in. Be serious. I've accomplished every fitness goal in my life through Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com, join there, or pull in the parking lot, join there. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Let's talk about Outdoor Equipment Co., official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan-grown, family-owned Bad Boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, and even weed whippers. Liberty trailers, Generac generators, and the snow's coming at some point. So get your Snow X plows and salters. Outdoor Equipment Co. has it all. You can buy it, you can rent it, 0% financing. They'll deliver it to your doorstep. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Tell them Big D Energy we sent you.
Big D Energy, Woodward Sports, the top five. It is time for the top 5. Real quick, though, just kind of a follow-up to the Russell Wilson story. Spot Track, as I was just talking about, a pre-March 17th release for Russell Wilson would mean $85 million of dead cap space in 2024, which I talked about. Designating him a post-June 1st release would mean a $35 million hit in 2024. and a $49.6 million dead cap hit in 2025. So they can wait June 1st, cut them, and save a little bit of coin if they have some juice on their cap where they can absorb the money right up front. So there's that. Here's a question for you, Spenny. Hendon Hooker? Broncos interested?
No.
Spenny's not interested.
First rounder?
No. Well, yeah, if it's a first rounder.
Second rounder? Can't be a second rounder because they traded their second rounder to the Saints for Sean Payton, so they don't have one. Ha ha! Bums. All right, top 5 list right now. We are doing it, and we do a top 5. Why?
Because the morning show does top 10.
And
it's boring.
And it's boring.
So what do we do?
Half is
that, but twice as good.
Twice as good.
Half the length, twice the quality content. We are doing it. The most inane things we make very, very debatable, and we are doing it right now. And I want your involvement in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. It is time. Top 5. Your top 5 planets. We go around the room. Everybody gives their list. Top 5 planets. So, Spenny, you got conviction.
I got conviction.
Break it down.
All right, my top 5
Look
planets.
at the look on your face.
Here we go. Number 1 on my top 5 planets list is the planet of Mandalore.
No, Christ, that doesn't count.
You look at it, and it was said, oh, it's poisonous. You can't go there. There's poisonous smoke. Not true. Mandalore Mines still active. You still got great architecture there. Obviously, it brings us the most fierce fighters in the galaxy. Give me the planet Mandalore, my number 1 spot. Number 2, this was hard. This could have been number 1. I got Mustafar at number 2. Hard to inhabit this planet. You know, it's basically an active volcano, but it gave us the greatest sword fight of all time. Obi-Wan, Anakin Skywalker going at it. Longest recorded sword fight in television history. You got the fate of the galaxy on the line. You are my brother, Anakin. I love you.
I'm following him. I don't agree.
Number 2, I got
agree.
Mustafar. Number 2, I got Mustafar. Number 3, I got Kashyyyk. It is a very good planet. It is a destination planet. Lots of beaches, nice jungles, home to the Wookiees. Planet that went down. Shit went down on Kashyyyk in the Clone Wars. We saw the Wookiees going at it with the droids. It was amazing. A lot of fun to watch. Give me Kashyyyk at number 3. And at number 4, I got Tatooine. You know, some people might not like the sand.
What is he even talking about?
Star Wars.
Some people hate the sand
planets.
because it's rough and coarse, they might say. But, you know, Tatooine's where it all started. You got all the Skywalkers. It's deserty.
If you like the hotness.
Yeah, you like the hotness. You might not like the sand because it's rough and coarse. You might hate the Tusken Raiders. But listen, Tatooine's a good planet. All the Skywalkers have been there at some point. You like to see it. The slave trade is a little rough out there. But when you
can overlook it.
When you overlook that,
but you get to carry your weapons. The Second
Yeah.
Amendment is out. You know, you get to carry your weapons into the cantinas.
And then at number 5, I got Uranus.
Because of course you do.
Yeah.
I don't. Were you speaking English? I don't even know what you were talking about. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Nick Hedigan, I can't with you, Spenny. Who cares about Star Wars? Lame. Bradley
Careful.
K. Spenny taking the L's this round. Steven Syrett. Those are fake planets.
No, they're not.
Hoof-hearted on the other side. Obi-Wan had the high ground.
He did?
Miller B32. F yes.
Yeah. You know?
Jack Harrington. Nerd.
I'm just saying, man.
Turn me up, Spenny.
All right, we're going Gentry now.
From one nerd to another. Here you go,
man.
Gentry.
Here we go.
You know
Planet
who's coming in at
Russatron.
number 1, Spenny.
Oh my gosh.
This is where Anakin Skywalker was born. It's got to be number 1. Saturn, the coolest looking planet by far. The rings around it, just dope looking. Earth, can't beat it. Neptune, gotta like the game, or the name. And then Mars, just gotta love Mars. There's no really thought.
Mars is the
behind
most
Mars.
overrated planet.
You're gonna.
Well,
of
it
them
used
all.
to-
Someone's
used
gonna
to be.
disagree with you here. I'm not gonna say who
It
he is.
used to be, but now it's going to
You
be
used-
inhabited. Go ahead with yours.
No, you used
want
used
me to go?
Yeah, I want
Okay.
you to go.
All right, pull me up, Spenny.
Yeah.
Now, spending all of your planets, right? We're great, but there's a lot of destruction, and we don't know if Mandalore is exactly clean. Like certain areas might be, but you know, Kabashka or whatever else, Tattoo, all those other. There's only one Star Wars planet, and I wanted to live there since I saw those little teddy bears. And that is Endor. Endor, Return of the Jedi, tree houses, right? All that stuff. That is the number one place. That is the number one planet. Earth can't beat Earth. We're the ones that beat Earth. Earth's pretty damn cool with what it can do.
Okay.
Mars moved up in my rankings because of what has gone on in the past 5-10 years and the fact that it's going to be
overrated,
inhabitable
overrated.
planet. It's the closest one we're going to get to with all this, changing and stuff. So you know what? Maybe Mars might be the Russell Wilson of the planets, but you know what? This is Russell Wilson back in Seattle days then as the Mars. So Mars third, Venus.
Venus, why?
Female. Come on, man. There's got to be sex in there somewhere.
That's fair.
The goddess, Venus, because that's just, and I like Venus flytraps. There you go. And Jupiter, because it's the biggest. There's got to be a lot of stuff there. That's the place. Like, how much stuff's there? Could you imagine how much weed you could grow in Venus or in Jupiter? Yeah, so much space.
We should try it out.
Doug Durkee, WTF is wrong with you people? LOL.
Bro, if you guys don't like Star Wars, you're losers.
Yep.
All right, guess I'm a loser then.
We'll die on that hill.
Corey Berry, 5 and 4, Jupiter and Mars because of the asteroid belt. Number 3 is Mercury, vaporizes everything. 2, Earth. Number 1, Saturn, because it's all about the rings for him. That's fair. I mean, you can't argue with that take. Sean Stanley, Spenny list is a W.
Thank you.
So there's that out there as well. No, I will not be, quote, reading about, quote, planet reach around. I don't even know what that means. I don't want to know what that means. Peaceful Tim says, if you like Jupiter, then you can't get stupider. So
that is true.
I guess that's fair, too. All right, my list. Here we go, everybody. Honorable mention. Honorable mention. Honorable mention to Planet Fitness. Okay, you have to.
Yeah.
The official home of the Woodward Sports Studios, Planet Fitness.
That was your number 1.
Honorable mention. Number 5, Jupiter. Like the aesthetics. Jupiter's pretty cool looking.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a lot like Michigan football. It looks good. It's got the good corporate color scheme and everything like that. Same with Neptune, by the way. And yes, the rings do play a part. Same with Neptune is arguably the coolest looking planet out there. It's got that bluish hue to it. That's with Neptune. Big fan of Neptune. It's way, way out there.
I can't see that far.
Location is a problem for Neptune. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
Earth. Earth is okay. The problem, I would rank Earth higher if we weren't here. Like if we were further south where we live, I would rank Earth higher. But the climate sucks right now. So you caught me at a bad time.
It is dying.
It is true too. Yeah. It's on the downswing.
Yeah.
There is. It's best days are behind it. I get the feeling.
For sure.
Number 2, Saturn. Again, Saturn, very cool looking. The rings, the big rings.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a grandiose
if
looking
there weren't
planet.
Like other cooler planets out there, Saturn would have been number 1 for me for sure.
Sure. And look, I'm big on the aesthetics and the look. But number 1, I have Pluto. And let's get it out there right now. Pluto did nothing to lose their planet status. And for people to come out there and all of a sudden say, nah, not anymore. Pluto's not a planet anymore. That's wrong. Pluto did everything the right way. Pluto was the smallest planet. Pluto didn't embarrass the rest of the planets. It did its job. And I think it's time somebody stands up for Pluto and puts an end to this travesty and starts a movement. Bring Pluto home. Put him back on the planet list. They did nothing wrong. Pluto was cool. People talked about it in school. Said, oh, there's little Pluto over there. They just want to pinch his little cheeks out there. Pluto just being a planet so far away. And then some scientist one day just comes along and says, nah, you're out, Pluto. Based on what?
Stupid science bitches couldn't make I more smarter.
Always, listen, picking on the little guy.
Always
picking on the little guy.
And I've had enough, and I'm standing up for Pluto right now. Bring Pluto home, make it a state again.
We missed
or make
one.
it a planet again.
We missed one, and this one would be so sweet. Asgard.
Ooh, Asgard.
I would love to rock Asgard.
Asgard's a good one.
I think I've actually been there.
Krypton would have been good.
Krypton's pretty good.
Throw Viltrum in there. But I had a hard time, like, I feel like I should have put Mustafar at 1 just based off the lore. Like, that's where it happened, man. That's where it went down. Mustafar is. I know it's hard to inhabit.
You took all the violent ones.
Yeah.
What?
Because you got the most lore, man.
You got it.
Mustafar is where everything happened.
But it all got destroyed.
Yeah, it's true.
WoodwardSports.com chat
Resources
thread.
won't be there.
Yeah.
Kalamazoo. Pluto is just a big chunk of ice floating. You know what? So is Kalamazoo. We didn't take away its cityhood. We left it a city.
Wait, Bob Johnson's right, too. Asgard and Krypton are gone.
Planet Vegeta would have been a good one, too.
Wyatt Bear, Pluto is the 2023 Florida State Seminoles.
No respect.
That is true. People saying Spenny got this one. You know, it's along party lines. Your Star Wars contingent is backing you.
If you don't
People
like
that live
Star
in
Wars,
reality.
I don't know. You're just boring.
Bob Johnson says Asgard is gone, same as Krypton.
Yeah, so is Planet Vegeta.
What is that last one?
Planet Vegeta. It's the home of the Saiyans.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said something else.
Planet Vagina. Good, great spot. A lot to do. Krypton, Asgard, and Vegeta are all gone. Viltrum's still out there, though.
Danny G says Neal put a dwarf planet number 1. He can't win. There was never this asterisk next to Pluto before. Never. And you're buying the narrative. You're doing what you're told.
The NCENT even says, Pluto, the hardest working planet. Look at how long it takes to rotate, to orbit the sun.
Yeah. GW the Kid has a good one. Boob World from Rick and Morty.
Oh.
I read somewhere Pluto, it takes like 168 Earth years for Pluto to go around the sun.
Wow.
So that's one day? That's a day, right? That's an Earth day? Going around the sun once is an Earth day, or 1 year? 1 year, right?
1 year.
1 year it is.
Yeah.
168 Earth years for Pluto. So, yeah, the work ethic's there. You can't question it.
The resilience is there.
Did you hear Pluto complaining to the media about it? No. It was happy with its planet designation and did its job.
Damn, real cream of wheat. Tried sending coffee through Uber, but don't think it got delivered. Hopefully this will compensate for that awful bet I made with you, Neal. They're $35 in the chat.
Gee, what kind of coffee you guys drinking?
Express coffee.
Jesus.
Shout out to Real Cream of Wheat.
Yeah, that's
absolutely. Who gets the chat money?
That's real.
David Witt says surprise.
Cream of wheat.
Who do you think gets the chat money? David Witt says surprise Spenny didn't pick the dwarf planet. They can't.
That's fair.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Do you think when Pluto lost its planethood, it hopped out of the car?
For sure, yeah. That's a good point.
Hey, chat poll, it's Benny. Who's winning?
That's true.
Oh my God. Well played.
I think Spencer's got this one.
I don't know, man. I'm surprised so many people in the chat don't like Star Wars.
Well, I want to ask.
Too young, Spenny.
And later I'll put the poll up there.
Like
I'm probably younger than all the people that were commenting.
Dude, Spencer's younger than me.
Yeah, but you're an old soul.
Flash poll around the room. Flash poll around the room. Should Pluto still be a planet, D-Mac?
Yeah, why not? Why are you hating on Pluto?
BMG. Should Pluto still be a planet?
Yeah.
Spencer,
You
should
know,
Pluto?
I support the dwarves.
You do. Be it financially or what have you.
What have you.
Or give them a ride somewhere so they can hop out of the car.
Physically, spiritually, whatever you can
they
do.
need.
That's funny.
Okay. Can we get it back? All right.
I should have put Boob World on the list.
If you had it to do over again.
I would probably put Viltrum or Planet Vegeta.
Planet what?
Vegeta.
What is it called?
Vegeta.
I like Vegeta. Vegeta sounds better.
Lord of the Rings greater than Star Wars? I don't believe so, but there's an argument to be had
Different.
there. I love Lord of the Rings too.
Movie series
Star Wars is way better than Harry Potter.
Oh,
No, it
kills
isn't.
Harry Potter.
Rad says F Pluto. F you, Rad. How about that?
Neal, you a fan of Harry Potter?
I love Harry Potter. I read all the Harry Potters. I watched all the Harry Potters. Star Wars is better than Harry Potter.
Books better than the movie or the
Yeah.
movies?
Oh, the books. The 7th Harry Potter book is badass. They're just going around murking people. They're using the unforgiving curses like nobody's business. Harry's Avada Kedavra in the shit out of people. That's why I didn't like the last couple movies.
Next week. What's the list next week?
Let them decide. Put it in the chat.
Yeah, chat. Let's get some in the chat.
It's got to be something, nothing sports, nothing like that. I think that was a good segment. Was that a good segment?
One. Yeah.
I think it was too. Other than the one person that said, I think I got dumber by watching this. Well, I can't help you. I thought you got educated. Jack Harrington says, F Pluto, suck it. You suck it, Jack Harrington. Pluto's more of a planet than the Islanders arena is an arena. How about that? Oh. You know, maybe if Pluto was in the parking lot of Jupiter, then maybe you'd be down with it.
Whoa.
Like your arena that's in the parking lot of a racetrack.
Oh. This is a great segment.
TF out of here. Okay, bring the Pluto slander.
Top
I'll be
5
here till 1
furniture,
o'clock.
Top 5 sauces.
Top 5
We were talking
furniture.
about top 5. We were talking about top 5 appliances.
Top 5 appliances. Yeah, that was one. Top 5 fingers.
All right, there it is. There it is.
Top 5 condiments.
No, book it.
Top 5
Spenny.
arena foods.
Top 5 fingers.
Top 5 fingers next week. Spenny's list. Number 1, the shocker. Yeah, there. I'll save everybody that one.
Yeah, that's definitely number 1. 100% number 1.
Number 2, the reverse shocker.
Reverse shocker.
There it is. Top 5 fingers.
The bean finder.
Okay, can we go to the break, please? Can we please go? We're gonna have to run 2 breaks almost. Can we go to the break? Premier Pet Supply.
Okay.
Number 1 in all top 5 spots in the top 5 pet food supply stores.
That's gonna be a good one. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations. Over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. Same day local curbside and home delivery. The
People
major
are laughing,
difference,
dude.
They have all of the same conveniences as the big box and online stores. Major difference. Family owned and operated for 30 years. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply.
Use that index finger. Go to premierpetsupply.com.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new iced water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. We all know what that smells like now. It's gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these iced water pre-rolls, you are missing out. They're so smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off. Use code word Glorious. www.gloriouscanada2ns.com.
Top 5 fingers next week. And it's going to work. 100%. Look at how people are laughing already. We ain't even done it yet. It's going to work. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump into there. Neal, Ruhl, D-Max, Spencer Raxter, Big Mike Gentry as well. People want top 5 flannel meltdowns. We'll get there. Top 5 toothpaste. But yeah, we'll be back at it for next week. Top 5 fingers, man. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump into there. Get your thoughts out there as well. We did kind of talk about the story. Russell Wilson looks like he's going to be cut from the Denver Broncos next year. And Spot Track says this. They put out a tweet. Breaking news. Seattle won the Russell Wilson trade.
Oh, it took this long?
They for sure won the Russell Wilson trade.
Jeez.
Let me see. Just to recap that. 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100 The Denver Broncos got a 4th-round pick traded to Denver from Seattle. Seattle traded a 4th-round pick, Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, a 1st-round pick, a 2022 1st-round pick, a 2023 2nd-round pick, and a 2022 2nd-round pick as well. So, yeah, a huge haul, and they don't have Russell Wilson, and nobody's going to have Russell Wilson coming up soon. So there's all of that out there. But let's get into it, D-Mac, because I leave for a road trip tonight going to Cleveland for work. I'll be back the day after New Year's when we'll be, reacting to, obviously, the Lions. We'll be reacting to the Michigan-Alabama game as well. Set it in stone, D-Mac. How's this thing going to play out, man?
No, you know what? This is the year. You said it to Mikey before and all the Michigan guys. If this is a year for you to be the national championship and being favored, this is the time to do it. You need to find a way, and it's not going to be easy going up against Nick Saban and Alabama. But what I like, though, Neal, is a different tack from what we heard last year. It tells me that they might have learned something. And whether it's as simple as just going to work, because I ask you, we're at Wednesday already. I haven't heard
nobody's
anything.
saying a word
no
about
one's
it.
talking about anything. I'm going online and looking at different articles, and everybody's sort of minding their tongue and minding their business and know that this is one of those games that they're going to let their work speak for themselves. So hopefully this is the best prepared Michigan team. Unfortunately, they aren't the healthiest. But what I do like going into this game, right, is that they have a healthy Blake Corum. They didn't last year. And that could be a difference. So now it's a time for them to put themselves in this position to go out and for any of the naysayers to go do it. Until they get it done, I haven't seen them get it done yet. But this is no better time than now. And I like the fact that there's nothing. We're hearing crickets. We're hearing mouses so far. Hopefully, and you would expect into today, tomorrow, as the game, as kickoff comes about, there will be more talk, but it's business as usual. And it seems by both teams.
BMG, what about it, man? Because you guys were all fired up about the Iowa thing and going to Indy and getting your sweatshirt and Big Ten championship and all that
Who
stuff.
was fired up? I mean, that was a marked win for most people.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Is that what it takes for you guys to get excited about it? You got to be a 20-point favorite in the game, or be playing at home, or be a favorite.
I'm excited for it. I just think the break with the college football playoff kind of just takes away from it a little bit, and like you guys have said, they haven't really said anything about it. Like yesterday I was watching ESPN, and that was the first time I've actually seen something about Michigan playing Alabama. But to kind of reiterate what D-Mac said, I don't care how you win, you just have to go in there and win. This is the year, this is your time to win the national championship. The most favorable matchups you will probably see in the college football playoff. I don't care how you win, just go out and do it.
No, but imagine if this were playoff week of the Lions game.
Oh, that's a different breed.
We'd be running wall-to-wall. We're going to run wall-to-wall shows about it, BMG.
Yeah.
You couldn't escape it. Why aren't you guys talking? The game is Monday.
I don't know.
It's Wednesday.
Like I said, I just think it's something with how they break it up and they give them so much time, and deservingly so teams can get healthy and they can get the best product out there. But I really don't know. It's just I'm still hype about it. I was talking to my buddy about it. I was like, it's kind of been brushed over, but it is right around the corner, and I'm really excited to see Michigan go out there.
That's what it is. We've never been distracted by our NFL team when it comes to our college team. Think about it,
true.
Right? So we're all focused on what the Lions are doing, and it's sort of the building process. It's expectations on Michigan, but to Mikey, they haven't been on the field, and it'll be like a month, right? So I think out of sight, out of mind. I think it'll start heating back up now, but what about the distraction that the Detroit Lions are offering us that they haven't had during any of the college football playoffs in the past?
What about this from Cody Engel? And Spenny, I'll go to you for comment on this one. I bet if it was Florida State, you'd all be hearing a lot more right now.
Maybe, but I agree with you guys. I think it's because the Lions are so good. That's what everybody talks about. That's what everybody cares about is the Lions. And because they just clinched the NFC North because they're having a good season, it's kind of overshadowing other things.
And I disagree with that. I think obviously
I don't disagree with that. I think you all would be Because you'd be a 16-point favorite.
Yeah, but I don't think like the national media outlets would be talking about them more. I think Alabama in this matchup would give you more to talk about. I just think, like I said, it's the break, and obviously for local media, we haven't had the Lions be good at this time of the year, and God knows how long, so that's kind of getting overshadowed. But I think as the week goes on and the weekend gets here, you'll hear more national media and more our shows will be talking more about it. But I don't think by any means if it was Florida State in there, I think they would be talked about less, because it would just be like kind of like the Iowa game. Like they should win this game and kind of brush over it. But I think Alabama, you're playing a legitimate team, obviously Nick Saban led team, and so I think that obviously needs to be talked about more.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Catspot says Michigan would not be a 16-point favorite over Florida State. Heard the pundits talking about that. 14 to 16 points. That would have been the line for Florida State. I'm just telling you. That's.
Yeah, I would say like 13.5 to 14.
So yeah, I mean it's in that vicinity. I do think that though. I do think it would be more talked about. Danny G, you do yourself no favors, Neal. About what? I don't understand. I understand what you're talking about, but I do understand about Hamlin Pub because they're one of the best in the game. It is the pub where everybody is a regular. 7 locations in and around the Metro Detroit area, whether you're having the game day specials, the half-off pizza on Thursdays. They do those game day specials every NFL game and all the time when Michigan sports are going on as well. Like the Red Wings tonight, boom, you're in there. HamlinPubs.com. That is a website. Find out which location works best for you. We have all our fantasy drafts there. Love the place. It is a great spot. Go to HamlinPubs.com. Hamlin Pub, where everybody's a regular.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Neal Ruhl here for Feldman Automotive Group. They have 18 locations all around the Metro Detroit area. They've been in the game since 1996, everybody. They've crafted the car buying process, and it's known as the Feldman Advantage. They're the best at it, everybody. You know that we do our show live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, but they're just one part of the Feldman 18 dealership empire. Go to feldmanautomotive.com, find out which one works best for you, and get the process done. It's so easy. Sam Flannel bought a car from them, folks. Think about that for a minute. With your next car purchase, there's only one answer. That is Feldman Automotive. And we'll be back at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday for Big D Energy. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl and D-Mac and Spencer Raxter and Big Mike Gentry as well. And I was chopping it up, man. Like, where's the talk about the Michigan game? The game's on Monday. And I think that because it's Alabama and not Florida State, that there's a part of that to it. And yeah, certainly the Lions play a part in that also. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, people jumping in there. Danny G, I did scroll up there and see. Danny G, LMAO, yeah, okay, Neal, this is why you get called a Michigan hater. What did I say? BMG, what did I say that was hate?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry. It has to be the Florida State stuff, I'm guessing, saying
they're not playing Florida State, so what does it matter what I say?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm guessing would be the hater talk. But
all right. But anyway, though, Danny G, where's the talk about the Texas and Washington game?
We're at Detroit Sports Net.
1,000-win program here, the greatest of all time, I was told.
That game is going to be good, though.
That is going to be a fun game to watch.
Yes, it will be. But, okay, here's the deal. And mark me on this, BMG, and D-Mac, feel free, too, to get the thoughts. Because here's why I don't think it's being talked about a lot. I don't think it's being talked about a lot because I think Michigan fans are uncomfortable with the stakes. The Harbaugh legacy rides on this game. The Michigan football legacy rides on this game. The construct of this team right now rides on this game. All the chips are in the middle of the table, and it's a pass-fail scenario. And then guess what? If they do beat Alabama, yeah, it's nice you did, but if you don't finish the job, you're right back at square one. I think they're uncomfortable with that, D-Mac, and I don't know the reason why.
I think they've gone through that already. They've processed that, and that's irrelevant. They know what stakes at hand, that they got to win these next two games, but they're focused on winning this game. And they know that this is the biggest test that they've had as a program. So I think it's more of the just preparation. I sense it more of going into that battle and being prepared and just trying to make sure that them as a team and even as a fan base, not getting ahead of themselves. A lot of time the Michigan fan base, I think, gets ahead of themselves. I think everything that you're talking about, they're fully aware of, but I don't think they're resting in that woe is me. I think they're starting to get a little bit more excited. I sense this. They know what's at hand. I think there is this sort of fear, but I equate it to the fear of sort of not knowing because they have to go out and produce. But as far as the team, I'm getting the sense of they were like our Red Wing team more in 97 against Philly than they were in 95. And I think last year woke a lot of their veteran guys up that are back with the TCU game in the national playoffs, how it didn't go well. So the different tack. That's what I look back to. The McCarthys, and even though Blake Corum was hurt, but the Edwards, and these guys were there, along with Jim Harbaugh. So I'm looking at it from that way, because it's the only way you can look at it. All those questions and all that stuff that you're talking about, that'll always be there if they don't win. So why are you going to worry about it?
But that's my point, though, T-Mac. That's what makes the stakes what they are.
I think quiet before the storm. I think it's quiet before the storm. I think if you honestly ask Michigan fans, that they are a little bit like they're nervous because it's what stakes are at, but they're also too.
And who's on that other sideline? Yeah.
No better time than now, right? With this team, with everything else, because just like what the Lions did, winning the NFC North, first time in 30 years. Their team, if I'm Jim Harbaugh, we could shut everybody up to everybody else because you know what? This pathway to the national championship, you're not going to have to answer the cheating scandals and stuff like this because you went to Nick Saban, you beat Nick Saban.
But that's it. And I got a question for you, BMG, as the Michigan fan, and I'll ask you this. Harbaugh's legacy as a Michigan coach, I think, is on the line in this playoff because if you don't win this championship, because I took the calls. I was hosting ESPN Radio the day he got hired. I took the calls for 4 hours. Multiple championships. Multiple Big Ten championships. Multiple national championships. We got our Nick Saban. I'll never forget that one caller. We got our Nick Saban now. But BMG, if they don't cash this one in, and Harbaugh's what, 8 years in?
They have to cash it in.
They have to.
I do agree with that point. Aside from everything that Jim Harbaugh has done in the NFL, which is great and all, this is one thing you need to tally this one off. You have to go get a win. Obviously, the Big Ten championships have been nice. Beating Ohio State has been nice, but this is the next up, and you just have to get it done. There's no more excuses. Like I said, this is the best matchups you will probably see in the college football playoff, and that's not saying that Alabama isn't a great team because they're fantastic. This is going to be a hard matchup. It's going to be a tough game. But to be that type of coach, you got to win these tough games. So you got to win.
Catspot says Michigan fans are happy with Big Ten titles and beating Ohio State, and that's always going to be my problem because I kind of get that vibe too.
That's what I just said. That's great and all, but when you are put on this pedestal being that great of a coach, you have to win these games, and obviously that hasn't happened yet. So go do it now. So
again, what's the Michigan State angle, Spenny? Because you're
I don't give piss about nothing but the tie.
Because people are saying you got tone. You know, they're doing all their talking points right now. And I'm asking a legitimate question. Do you feel as though like Harbaugh's legacy is on the line here as a Michigan coach?
I think Harbaugh's going to the NFL either way.
So then, yes, right? Like it's ultimately on the line.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to side more with you than I ever did, because I think life's pretty easy for Harbaugh at Michigan.
Yeah.
As opposed to the NFL. And if they have this massive contract out there right now, but the contingency is, and D-Mac, you know who I saw do this? The whole contract angle that Michigan's doing right now, you know who I saw do this in the past? I saw the Tigers do this a couple of times. Like, they did this with Juan Gonzalez when they sent out a press release about a contract he didn't sign. They did it again with Max Scherzer. You remember that? When they put out the press release and said, hey, we offered him $150 million, and he said no. When him saying no got him $210 million from Washington. So who would say yes to $150 when you can get you'd say no to $150 in order to get $210. That's the vibe I'm getting from Michigan with this, because I see the PR game played all the time. And if you're Michigan and you're Ward Manuel, and if you know that he's leaving, or you know he's not going to take the contract, I would do that too, D-Mac, and say, guys, I put out $100+ million contract offer. I can't control that he didn't say yes to it. And people will say, oh, Ward, you're right. You did everything you can do. That's how I would do it.
Well, it comes down to does anybody know what Jim Harbaugh wants to do or whatever? Because if he wants to stay or whatever, all he has to do is get this monkey off his back and win these next 2 games. Then he can write his own contract, can he? To the university and have, right? Or if he's planning on leaving, either way, leave it as his swan song and probably make more. National championship under Jim Harbaugh's belt, get him more attention to the NFL or less?
I'm sorry, say that again, D-Mac?
If he wins a national championship, does the money from the NFL come more or less?
Probably more. Market conditions change a little bit, no doubt. What about this one here from Greg Gilman? And Greg, I haven't seen you in here before, but appreciate you jumping into the chat. If Michigan loses against Alabama and gives Harbaugh that extension, I'm done. And see, this is why this Harbaugh thing is very, very unique to me, D-Mac, because who's Michigan going to go get that's any better?
Well, I think
they're not.
But they're going to promote from within, probably, right? It wasn't that the interim of Sherrod Moore, and didn't, from all intents and purposes, they like what they got out of him as a coach?
Yeah, but Sherrod Moore served the food, though.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand, Neal, but I'm just saying, what's the writing on the wall right now?
That's why this is very interesting to me, because these things all are in the middle of the table, all of it. It is, because if you don't win this championship, what have you done? Won a couple of Big Tens, cool. Like, I know that's cool if you're in Toledo to see what side you're on. But nationally, you are not relevant. You're not. And guess what the talking point is after that's over? You won a half a national title since leather helmets and trains to games.
Hopefully the Lions change the narratives. Hopefully that Michigan can.
So
hopefully it's our year. Football in this state.
Just a fan. Neal, you're a passive-aggressive, and I know what that is. Neal is president of Troll City. So Spenny, am I in outer space with this?
You're not trolling right now, but you are a good troll.
It's a different world, man, talking to these people.
No, for real. Am I in outer space with, like, is my assessment of what's on the line for this? Is this crazy?
No.
Is this trolling? Is this tone?
No, because here's
tone.
your whole thing.
That is tone. You literally saying it's this tone with tone. Yeah. But
you always have tone with your tone.
I think you're pretty spot on, but they're not going to say that.
And why not?
Because they're comfortable.
That's my point.
And so but they can't have it both ways. Because Gentry agrees. He said if they lose, it's a failure of the season.
Failure, like 100% failure.
If it's championship or bust and you lose, it's a failure of the season. But they won't say that.
Now, and I'll meet you guys halfway, like the Michigan fans that say you're just being a hater. And if you win, what can I say?
You can't.
You beat Saban. You beat Alabama. Yeah. You won the national title.
And wearing Michigan gear.
Can't say anything. Like, you did it. Like, you did what I said for you to do in order to make people think you're good. Right? Or is that tone?
Well, no, it's facts, but Tone's always there. People, you know.
There's no tone when you get your haircut at Lady Jane's.
Absolutely. Come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams. All expenses paid. Suite to the 2024 NCAA basketball tourney. That's right. No expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk at any time. It's wicked awesome.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Dreaming of buying a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, $5,000. Call Mark White & Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, back at it. All of you in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Uncle Neal's soft feet. We have breaking news because you guys bullied BMG into saying that. Did I bully you into saying that, Big Mike Gentry?
No, we've talked about this for many months on end. On the show, in the back room. Not being bullied, but thanks, chat.
Did I bully him, D-Mac?
No, but it could be read that way with tone. But BMG is
I can't keep
soft.
up with all you guys.
He's got soft hands, but not a soft heart. This kid is hardcore in the inside. He's only got soft hands. And you guys would know that if you go down to LCA and shake his hand.
Cole Hughes.
Right, Mike?
I want to shake his hand.
This is why no one's talking about Bama. This is why no one's talking about Bama. It just leads to talking about Harbaugh. Because that's part of the stakes right now. Men's legacy is on the line. What about the game, though, BMG? Like Milroe's the kind of quarterback that have hurt you guys in the past.
Yeah, he can do it all. He can use his feet and he can throw the ball. Obviously, I think you would want to contain him and make him throw the ball more, but that's not saying that he's a bad passer by any means. But you're just going to have to contain him, get to him. The defensive line has been solid. Our linebackers have been solid. You're just going to have to pressure him, make him throw the throws that he doesn't want to throw.
And look, here's the deal too, right? Like I know everyone's programmed to say Milroe sucks. Like that's always a talking point.
Sucks.
He's by far the best quarterback Michigan has faced this year.
Yes.
By far.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Yeah.
Which leads into that's why I have doubt.
Close.
Yeah, Spenny, that's why I have doubt. And I think that's fair.
I think it's fair.
It's fair to have doubt. I want to see J.J. McCarthy do it in a big spot.
Yeah, and Alabama has a great defense. It's going to be a great game. Michigan's going to have to show up and bring their best, but I'm still confident in them. But Alabama is by no means, you cannot walk over them. They have a great offense, great defense, obviously a great head coach, so it's going to be a tough matchup.
All right, D-Mac, what do you got popping this week?
Oh, who knows? Oh, WWE down at LCA tonight.
Oh, yeah, a little house show, I heard, right?
Little house show. And if you haven't seen a WWE house show, they're a lot different than on TV. So a lot of fan interaction. So that's tonight. I'll be here tomorrow. Wonder who's in for you?
I haven't heard. I was actually gonna get that info when I jumped off the air. GW the Kid, LOL, Michigan will lose. It's gonna be so many excuses. Refs will definitely be one. Will you blame the refs, BMG?
No, DMAC has taught me better over the years. Never blame the refs.
Players never do.
Yes.
That's getting to know you through the years. Lindsay's the same way.
Yeah.
Like you guys are just so blasé
If you
about
let
it,
the
man.
refs decide the game, you already lost.
Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just like part of manhood that Lindsay and I, you know, I'm not gonna like let that. And a lot of times too, it's a respect, right? Because if they mess up and they tell you I fucked up, you're a man, you're a human being. What are you gonna do? So it all comes down with respect too.
I've always thought that too. Like the best officials are the one that come over, and they're like, "Oh, boys, we got that one wrong."
Yeah.
What are you going to say to somebody when they look you in the eye and say, "Hey, I got that one wrong"? There's nothing to say.
Be better.
Be better. Absolutely. All right, everybody. Appreciate everyone tapping in here today. Big weekend of football action. I'll be back with you on Tuesday, and we'll be rapping about it. I got the feeling, one way or the other. For D-Mac, for Big Mike Gentry, for Spencer Raster. Ha ha! Gotta go warn Jesse.
Yeah.
Alert your phone. Any text message containing the word holiday. Be prepared for it. All right. Thanks for tapping in. Well, see you later.
I'm on my knees, Lucas.